This is Chris, your financially sassy coach. And it looks like the internet's working a little slow today. So I wanted to check in with everybody, see how your week has been. Let me know that you're here or that you're watching. And if you have any comments, please let me know. Questions? Let me invite a couple friends here. And ladies, if you are hearing anything in these lives, please invite your girlfriends to join us. Today we're going to be talking about financial freedom, and I'm going to share with you how you can get financial freedom, how I have been able to achieve financial freedom. I'm so excited for everything that's happening. We have a lot going on right now, and it's evolving. It's been a little slow, but it's coming together, and I think you are going to love it. So let me get started here. So I am Chris, your financially sassy coach, again. I help smart women that really want to change their direction in life. I help them be successful when it comes to their money. Because many of us can be very, very smart. We have our own gift we're able to offer the world and can make a lot of money. However, there are so many people out there that make a lot of money, yet they still struggle with money every single day. Why do you think they struggle with money? Because they never learned the different ways to handle money, and I'm not sure what's happening. It looks like it's going in and out here, so I'll just keep talking. They never learned a system. They didn't have a system. So today I want to give you about 5 different things that you can do to help yourself become find financial freedom. And the other cool thing is our new books came in, so I'll show you that in just a moment. The first thing I want to talk to you about is getting out of debt. If you ever want to be financially free, you're going to have to get out of debt. You may wonder, how can I do that? I mean, I'm in so much debt, I don't have any idea. And I have had clients, they're in $25,000 in debt. Sounds like a lot. It is a lot. However, $25,000 is not a reason to file bankruptcy, really. It's not, but I can help you with that. I have a plan that you can pay off your debts. I can show you how to pay off your debts. And I have made a book. Let me show you the new book that just came out. I don't know if you can see it. It's dark. I don't know why it's so dark in my house. Yesterday, it was totally light in the back, and I don't know why. Anyways, this book that I created was for my clients, and it was just to help them become more organized with their finances. And so I talk about getting out of debt. There's a page in here, actually, that shows you, pages for you, debt repayment worksheet. Here, and this helps you have all the information for each one of your debt, who you owe money to. It has all of their information, and I have found many of my clients. At first, it takes a little bit of time to get this all set up, but once you have it set up, it makes life a whole lot simpler. There is the next thing is, if you're in debt, you are actually enslaved. Who wants to be enslaved to anybody else? If you have never, you've always been in debt, and you've always had a car payment, a house payment, you've always had credit card bills, you've always had something, you don't understand or you don't realize how much simpler your life is when you don't have to pay somebody. House payments, that, a lot of times that's not going to go away, but if you continue to make your payments and even extra payments, you can get out of debt and have that extra money. Imagine having your car payment, not having to pay that, and having that extra money every single month. What could you do with that $300, $400, $500? $600, $700. I have clients that had $800 car payments. Imagine not having $800. What could you do with that $800? The next thing is creating a spending plan. Now, I am always talking about a spending plan because you don't have to be deprived. There's no reason for you to feel deprived. You can have whatever you want. You just have to put it in the spending plan. And there is also worksheets in here for you to create your monthly spending plan, where you can see all of what's coming in, what's going out, the things that you owe every single month. There's a designated place for every dollar. That includes paying yourself first, which is really paying your future self, whether it's for goals that you have, you want to buy a house, it's helping, you're putting money actually aside to save for a house, or you want to start a new business, whatever it is that you want. Good morning, ladies, all of you that are out there. Thank you for showing up, and appreciate the likes here. Lets me know that you're here and that you're listening. And so this spending plan page is, let me see if I can bring it closer to you. Know your numbers. That is very, 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 very important to know what your numbers are. And by that I mean what's coming in, what's going out. Most people do not know where all their money is going, yet they have a problem with their money. So now, to make that a little simpler, there is a page here for every month. It's a daily expense tracker, and it allows you to write down every single thing that you are spending your money on. If you don't want to, I don't actually recommend carrying your book around, but I would have an envelope in my car. So every time I bought something, I could put my receipt in the envelope. That way, at the end of the week, you can grab your envelope, you can fill in your daily expense tracker, and you can write on here how you paid for it, whether it was a need or a want. And it's really interesting to actually see how you're really spending your money. The next thing is to minimize. Have you ever looked around your house or looked around and seen how much stuff that you have that you're not using? And the more cluttered we're feeling, it actually affects the way we think things. It actually, clutter stresses me out. So it's really nice to minimize the things that we're bringing into our homes. If you bring something in, put something out. And this is something that I have really had to learn because, man, I love to shop when I don't know, I'm just being honest here, and I know a lot of you like to shop too. But the thing about that is, if we're shopping, get rid of something. If we're buying new shoes, get rid of a pair of shoes. This is something I seriously had to work on because I have so many shoes. So now I have made a new rule for myself. If I'm buying a new pair of shoes, I have to get rid of a pair of shoes. So if I love all my shoes, I can't buy any more shoes. These are things that you need to change. A lot of people say, I should do that. I should do it. I should. But I haven't. We need to make it a necessity. And be consistent about it. That really is the key word, being consistent. The next thing is, I suggest, is to, and I know there's a lot of you that are watching this that are actually great at doing this. You love helping people. You love being able to contribute your time, which is really your most precious asset. If you never thought about it that way, I mean, really, we can never get our time back. So we want to do great things with our time. And by doing this, it actually helps you realize when you go and you volunteer at a food bank. You go volunteer at a food bank, or you go and volunteer or you're tutoring children. Whatever it is that you're doing, you actually are able to see the struggles that other people are having, and it makes you realize that your issues that are so big in your head are actually not as big as you think. And it should actually motivate you and empower you. Knowing that you have more than most people is by, it should motivate you to take massive action and get rid of some of this debt that you've created yourself and stop adding to it. How many times have you been stressed out, so stressed out because you don't have the money to cover something that just came up? All the time. So many people have this problem. It's because they didn't plan. There's no plan. You have to have a plan. And you have to be consistent. And I know that, I'm always saying that I actually put a checklist in this new book that shows you the 5 basic steps that you need to have if you ever want to have financial freedom. And you can check them off. As you're doing this, you can check them off. And it makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. And let me read some of these comments here. Envelope is a great idea. I do believe in the envelope. You can actually do that online. Some people want to do it physically. They want to put cash in an envelope and then only spend what's in. And that's easy as long as you're making sure that you're keeping track of everything so you know what you're spending that money on. There also is apps online. The one I love the most is Mint, because Mint allows you to have those envelopes, basically, that tells you this is what we have for play money. This is what we have for necessities that we have to live on every day. We just know what we're allowed to spend our money on. And when it's gone out of that envelope, whether it's electronic or it's actually a paper envelope, you know that you can't spend any more until you get more money to put in that envelope. Let's see. So simple isn't easy, okay? It's simple, but it takes determination. Are you determined? What are you determined to do to make sure that you have financial freedom? I'm super, Nina, you must try Mint. I love it. Even the reason why I think it's good to have a paper copy also is if anything were to happen to you or your husband, this happens so much. People find money all the time, many years later, that they didn't even know that they had because it's unclaimed money because they didn't realize somebody passed away in their family and nobody had access to the money and they didn't even realize that they had it. So there is, at the beginning of this, you actually have information where you can put all of the bank information, all of account information, so that if anything were ever to happen, everything is right there. I know that Jennifer, actually, I was working with her one day and I was trying to help her get everything put together and make a plan for herself. And she's been using the book. And instead of her having to pull out her computer and go in and try and remember all her username and passwords, it was like, I need the information from this account. And all she had to do was open her book and pull out the paper and read it off to me. So it just makes things much simpler and really a lot less stressful. Example, case in point, this last weekend I was talking with the client, and she just didn't. I asked her if she knew what her credit score was. I asked her if she knew what was happening in her world, and she's like, no. She says, I make a lot of money, but I don't even want to look because before I got this job, I've made a mess and I don't want to look at it. So she gave me her phone. I set her up with a couple apps, and I was able to find some money for her, and also take a heavy weight off of her shoulders, because the stress that she has been living with has just been, I wouldn't say it's eliminated, but I know that it gave her a new fresh view on her finances. So if you want to change your world, these 5 steps that I just mentioned today, you need to do them, and you need to make them consistent. And if you have any questions or you need any help, please reach out, contact me. If you're interested in getting organized, we have this book here. And till the end of November, I have it for $59. Free shipping. $59. And it comes with a 45-minute session, coaching session with you, where we actually look at what you have going on with your finances, and I show you how to actually use the book. So if this is something you're interested in, you can go to FSW, Financially Sassy Woman, club.com, and you'll see a tab in there for planner, and you can order it there. I need to change the picture out because we changed the cover. It no longer looks like the old FSW. Same colors, but different cover. Anyhow, ladies, have a wonderful weekend. Please reach out if you have any questions. Talk soon.